straight to Talladega to do a little racing, drive 500 miles. My thoughts of embracing, speed around the oval, beating Junior and Santa home.
All righty then, shifting into high gear for part two of the program for the Need for Speed with America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and
Nitro Nick Leach.
Nitro Nick
in
Leach.
the house.
He's ready to roll here on
And Earl the Legend is on the line already.
There you go.
See, I don't even have to call today. This is great.
Well, that's good. When everybody's on time, it goes for a better show. That's for sure.
Yep. So, what's going on, Earl? We missed you last night.
Earl the Pearl. There you go.
Yeah, I missed the show. I understand everybody had snow-related, reasons for not being there. So.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend and all around. So.
Yeah, for everybody. Geez.
Yeah. But
we'll look forward to next week. Yeah, get back to it.
Yeah, we'll get back to it. And
It'll be wide open next Wednesday.
We'll hold it totally wide open. And a lot of the guests that we had lined up, Nick Adele, who was on there, but they'll be back next week along with you. Who was our guest?
We had the Quarter Midget Club that's going to run at New Egypt, which will probably be the only racing at New Egypt. But the president's going to come on, and they have a new committee that's going to run the Quarter Midget Club at New Egypt. And then we're going to have Bren Maher from Sticker Goat. Of course, his father was Paul Maher that ran at New Egypt and fielded a car for Larry Klein, who won the championship at New Egypt in the sportsman division. And, of course, Billy Kleinsman has some stuff that he's going to do, and just the regular suspects plus a couple other people. Gives me another week to line up some other people, but yeah, we should be in good shape. And of course, the legend Earl Krause.
Well, thank you. Yeah, look forward to it. Absolutely.
Yeah, we could talk about
the Quarter Midget Club at New Egypt. They had a nice display at the Trenton Indoor Race last weekend. They were signing up, I believe, for the sign up and drive, where kids could, because it's going to be quarter midget racing there at New Egypt, and families can come there. I'm not sure of the date; they'll tell us next week. But the kids can come to the track with their parents, and or grandparents, or aunts and uncles, and they can sign up and actually drive a quarter midget to kind of see what it's like, and if they like it, they can sign up and actually start racing. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm sure they'll explain all that to us next week.
Okay, cool. We did, since we didn't talk about it on Wide Open Wednesday. How was Trent? You gave me credentials and I couldn't make it all week, and it was just a tough weekend. But
I understand completely.
So, but
it was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Started on Thursday night with the Slingshots returning to the arena. They had raced there before when we had the racing on concrete, but since we had the dirt surface put in several years ago, the Slingshots had that run. But they came back on the Thursday night, had a very exciting show. We had, I believe, somewhere around 40 of the Slingshots were in the pit area. And Cody Blue, who's one of the top Slingshot racers in the Northeast, he won the feature event. And something was really cool, speaking of youngsters racing with the quarter midgets, there's a new division that was started several years ago. Same concept as quarter midgets. It's called Junior Sprints. And these are micro sprints. They're scaled down micro sprints with the same, idea. They're designed for kids. They're a bit larger than quarter midgets, and they have a scaled down motor, but they look pretty much identical to the bigger micro sprints. And kids ages 7 to 14 were racing them on Thursday night at the arena. And a youngster from Kentucky.
Wow.
His name was Stetson. It was Stetson Stroop.
That sounds like a Kentucky name.
Yeah, exactly. Right, a real racing
sounds
name.
like an alias.
He and his parents drove from Kentucky to race at the arena on Thursday night. And it was his first time there. And the kid was really impressive. You wouldn't believe he was 7 years old. He raced like he was an adult. And he won the feature for the junior sprints. And finishing second was Aiden Buckwalter. That's Timmy Buckwalter's son. Aiden, I believe, is 8 years old. And they had a great race. Again, watching the two of them compete, you would have thought they were adults out there. And just the way they raced, and they did interviews afterwards, very, very poised. It was amazing. So two kids that have a great future. So keep those names in mind. Stetson Stroop from Kentucky and Aiden Buckwalter, who, of course, is Timmy Buckwalter's son.
I might have to get a hold of that Stetson Stroop and get him on Wide Open Wednesday. It's amazing how micro sprints is becoming the stepping stone for the bigger divisions, Earl. People don't realize how many micro sprints are out there.
Well, I tell you what, we had 94 of them.
Wow.
Between Friday and Saturday. And again, the slingshots and junior sprints ran on Thursday. After the races were over, all those vehicles moved out. And beginning early on Friday morning, all the micro sprints moved in. And it was some intense racing because ultimately you had 24 cars. The 94 that signed in were whittled down to 24 for the Saturday night A main. So it was quite intense. But Zach Beeler, who won the feature race on Friday last year, came back this year and he won both. He had the clean sweep. He won both Friday night and Saturday. And last year his dad, Pat Beeler, they call him the icon in micro sprint racing here in the region, he won the feature on Saturday night last year. Competed again this past weekend. Finished, very strong on Saturday night once again. He was driving for Gary Colucci, a longtime race car owner of not just micro sprints but also full-size sprint cars. So it's a real family deal. But Zach Beeler swept the weekend, and on Saturday night, that was the actual A main for the weekend. Young James Roselli, very fine young racer from Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. He was driving one of the hyper cars, hyper micro sprints. He finished a very strong second, and Kyle Spence, they call him on the fence Spence. Kyle Spence finished a very strong third. So it was a great race out there. What a weekend. And it's becoming quite an event, the Trenton Indoor Race Weekend on dirt. We saw so many people there from various disciplines of racing. As you know, I announced at Wall Stadium, and so many of the Wall Stadium people were there. The racers, the fans that we met in the course of the weekend. A lot of the listeners of Wide Open Wednesday and Under the Hood, and of course Need for Speed, they were there because they came up, introduced themselves, said, "Hey, we listen to the show on Thursday morning, or see you on the podcast on Wednesday night," and they really enjoy the show. And it's really cool. That's what's neat about an event like that. So it was really good, and looking forward to doing it again next year. So hey, now we're getting ready for outdoor racing whenever the snow melts.
Yeah. It's going to melt, but it's going to turn everything to mud. Hey, Earl, I got a question for you. Do they, with all the number of cars that they had, do they do the alphabet soup for them guys too? And that?
Yes, they do. Yes. Starting on, let's see, on Friday night we had we started with C mains. We had a C, B, and then the A main. But on Saturday we ended up starting with a D main. We had D mains, actually 2 D mains, 2 C mains, 2 B mains, and then the A main. So there was a lot of cars, a lot of competition. And I'll tell you how intense the competition was. Briggs Danner, who came into the weekend as an absolute favorite.
Right.
Because Briggs races anywhere, anything, and wins. Just a variety of factors kind of worked against his number 99 team all weekend. And although they were very fast, as a matter of fact, Briggs was a winner in one of the mains, the alphabet mains. But they couldn't quite get it together enough to qualify into the A main. Very surprising. And matter of fact, Tim Buckwalter, who did make the A main, he had to qualify through the alphabet soup to get in.
Wow.
So it was just very intense racing. And, it's, as I say, it's becoming quite an event. It's like one now that everybody wants to win. And what's really nice, too, is the trophy that Zach Beeler hoisted on Saturday night. It's named in honor of Rob Vivona, who was one of the early winners of the Trenton Dirt Race. And when he won, going back, it must be 6 years ago, he was fighting cancer, a very aggressive form of cancer. And Rob Vivona raced under the name of Whitey Kid. if you recall, Whitey Kid III. That was his racing alias. So when you see his name, in the list of winners, it was actually a driver named Rob Vavona. And he was very good friends with Anthony Sesley. They grew up racing quarter midgets together. But the night that Rob Vavona, alias Whitey Kid, won that feature at Trenton, he was battling a very aggressive form of cancer. And at the end of the race, he was almost too exhausted to get out of the car. But he was determined to keep racing. And he actually raced, I believe, a couple more years. But then he finally passed away from cancer. So since then, the trophy given to the winner of the A-Main every year at Trenton is in honor of Rob Vavona, alias Whitey Kid. And it's something that means a lot to the drivers, especially the winner, to hoist that trophy in his honor. So very nice indeed. So, yeah, and they had a special tribute, as they do every year, on the big screen, the big scoreboard overlooking the track. There's a really nice interview which was done several years ago with Anthony Sesley,
right?
Who was Anthony spoke from the heart as a friend of Rob's, and talked about their racing together and what it meant for Rob to win that race at Trenton as he fought the cancer. So, yeah, very, very emotional indeed. So that's what it's all about. And it was a great racing weekend. And hey, it's hard to believe the indoor series is now over for the year. So.
Well, the best thing I saw, besides the racing, was Scott Race and Tommy Lane were there.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that was their first races back as far as photography. I don't know if they were taking pictures or not, but to see both of them back at the racetrack, that tells me that things are where they need to be.
Yeah, they actually were not there as photographers. They were there as guests of Lenny Salmons. And yes, it was just wonderful medicine for both. Scott had actually joined us at Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall for that event. He came there with his daughter Jordan. But this was the first time back for Tommy. And it was just really overwhelming to see him, walk into the press room, and there were hugs all around, handshakes, and tears, many tears.
Yep.
And, it was wonderful. To have Tommy back. And, he represents the generations of the Lane photography family so very well, going back to his, late grandfather, Ace Lane Sr., his late father, Ace Jr., his brother, John, who passed away in 2020, and now Tommy has, quite literally picked up the camera, which he had for many years to represent the family. It means so much to him. And he said he'll be back. He said it's going to be a while. He still cannot do a lot. He's, the physical therapy he's undergoing now to get his strength back. But boy, he was there, and it was just like old times having Tommy Lane there.
Cool.
Tommy is one of a kind, man.
Oh, yeah.
And,
He is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, to have him and Scott back together again, and that's what it's all about. And they were both down at various points on the grandstand concourse when the drivers, we had the drivers down there signing autographs, and Tommy and Scott came down as well. They were walking around, and so many fans who know them, came up to them and said, hey, thank you for being back. Thanks for all you do. Great to see you. And that was good medicine for them. So,
yep.
Yeah, just what a weekend, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So, how soon before Wall opens back up?
Well, we're looking, again, with the snow, if it ever ends.
Yeah.
The 25th of April will be our opening night at Wall Stadium. And 2 weeks prior to that, for the racers, in the pit area, it's going to be the Tech and Tires. That'll be Saturday, April 11th. That's when all the racers can bring their cars to the pit area, get them teched, buy tires for the season. And then the weekend of April 18th and 19th, on that Saturday and Sunday, that'll be our annual open house from roughly 11 o'clock in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. The drivers will be taking hot laps all of our regular divisions, and the fans can come into the grandstand and watch all the activities free of charge from the grandstand. And all the, again, regular divisions will be there, the modified, sportsman division, factory stocks, 4 cylinders and legend cars, along with the TQ midgets. They'll all have track time, and that'll all lead us up to opening night, April 25th. That'll be a 50-lapper, the Spring Fling 50 for the modifieds, and 25-lap features for the sportsman, factory stock, four cylinders and legend cars on opening night. And TQs are not scheduled at this point on opening night. They'll be there a week or so later on the inner 5th mile track. So it's going to be a great season. And talking to the Wall Stadium management staff, they want to get into the track and start doing some capital improvement work, some construction type projects around the grounds. They've been working behind the scenes, getting everything ready, but they really want to get the crew, on the ground to start doing work. But of course, with this weather, including last weekend with 25 inches of snow now on the
you guys got it worse than us here.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. Here where we are, we're probably 30 minutes, 35 minutes west of the Jersey Shore area where I live, and we had 20 inches right here. So it's like bad.
Yeah, we had 18 to 20 here.
It's a shame you couldn't make it to the Flying Pig, guys. Feel bad for you.
We're going to do that, though. Yeah. Now that all the indoor races are, we got some time to squeeze in a couple of Earl's time capsules.
Yes, we do.
And we'll have to meet at the Flying Pig to talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
good.
I don't know if you know about this. You might have even said something, but I'm talking to Mark Yapel was in the other day, and he was saying that maybe it was you, Nick, telling me that Danny Klockner actually saw. Saw it. And
yes.
And really absolutely loved it, and he actually wants to be a part of it, maybe one of our episodes.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah.
And Danny had a really nice looking 55, number 55 coupe back then.
Coupe.
Oh,
yes.
man. It was, so,
he said he watched it like 2 or 3 times. He said he really enjoyed it, and he can't wait for the next episodes. And I told Mark, I said, make sure you tell him the next segment for East Windsor, he's going to be a part of that.
Right.
Because he like the car that he had was really, really cool. My brother Kenny built me a model of that car. I'm going to try and find it. So when we do the segment,
nice.
we'll have that. And then I told Mark that he needs to get a hold of Larry Klein, because I had talked to Larry at New Egypt, and we can try and get Larry Klein over there with us for that segment, or Danny. He said Danny had a stroke not too long ago, so he's not 100% verbal, but we could probably get Larry to come.
That'd be nice. Yes.
Yeah, Danny was one of my favorite drivers.
When I first met Larry, he had the Pink Panther metallic pink number 82.
Yep.
And he had some great runs driving for Big B, Barry Shank, and the A cars. Always those A cars. I remember they were meticulous the way Barry and his team kept them, and that was a great combination there. Larry Klein with the A, and again with his number 82, and Larry later drove for Trenton Mack. So some great memories there between East Windsor and Flemington.
Yeah, so we'll have to we'll meet at the Flying Pig. We'll get together and we'll talk about sending this up. Craig's in New York today because I have his car, but I want to sit and get him down, so we can nail the time down and get into the rest of East Windsor and maybe step onto maybe Flemington or whatever, or Wall even, whatever
Sounds
comes
good.
up. But cool. All right, Earl, we will keep in touch. And
all right, gentlemen,
we'll
absolutely.
get this done.
Yes. Let's get the snow out of there and start thinking positive for spring, and
Hell yeah.
it's going to be great.
Hell yeah!
So,
my car's still got snow on it.
oh my God. I know you're probably really.
It's hibernating, Fred. It's hibernating.
Yeah, it's sitting on the trailer. I got a cover on it. It's because I bought a cover and it blew off, and then Mike Hagenbotham came by and he's like, "Will you please cover your car up?" I said, "I didn't even know the thing blew off." So he goes, "I ride by here all the time, and it's always covered in snow or something." So I got a cover on it. But I want to break it out and get that shifter and trans back in there, and maybe do some running down a wall this year. So
put some asphalt tires on it.
Yeah.
Now that's where you can use the Mutual Machos right there. Let Dom try them out first.
Yeah, this one. Well, I would say if he hit the wall, I won't buy him. But there's more than one factor with Dom hitting the wall. So.
Yeah. There's a lot of factors with Dom. Dom, if you're listening, you can call and we can discuss it.
He's planning on racing a wall.
Yeah.
Stadium.
Yes, he is.
He's very excited.
He's very excited. Yep.
Posted a picture of it of his car that he's doing. He's looking for sponsors, and
He's going to be a great addition. He's the kind of guy who really has the fans going. He's it'd be great to have him at Wall Stadium. Doing some dirt tracking on pavement, sliding that car around. That should be pretty exciting.
Okay, cool. All right, Earl, we will talk to you.
All right, Fred and Jim. And
all right.
Hey, what a great show. And we'll wait for NASCAR Nick to come on.
Car.
All right.
Very good.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye now.
I did watch some NASCAR last week in Atlanta. It was a better race than the Daytona.
Yeah, it was better. Same guy won. I don't know how he won with not having a right front fender on a super speedway, but he got it done.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool because he went through an ordeal, a family ordeal, and made it through that. And to see him win the first 2 races, to see how excited he got, and to see, and Michael Jordan's got 2 wins in a row now for his team, and to see the way things are going. And I guess we have a caller.
Yes, we have. I think we got
NASCAR Nick.
NASCAR
Well, Nick can tell us all the particulars then.
Hello, man.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Fill us in, Nick. On what I didn't see.
Yeah, fill us in, Nick, on 2 in a row for Michael Jordan's team.
Yeah, how about that?
That's awesome.
So he's dribbling pretty well there, huh?
Yes, he is. He's dribbling and he's slam dunking for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 2 wins for Reddick. So the win on Sunday, he did it without a right front fender, and the car was aero enough to lead the race and win. So, but yeah, so that's good for that team. Briscoe finished 2nd, Chastain 3rd. Hocevar, so we talked about Hocevar last year. He's making a name for himself, positive and negative, but he seems to be running up front a lot now. So once he calms down, good things should happen. So, looking at the top 10, we talked about the powerhouse before of Hendrick, Gibbs, and Penske. So now you have 2311. They had 2 cars in the top 10. Trackhouse with Chastain, the watermelon man, and SVG, who actually led some laps, finished 6th. So 2 Trackhouse cars were in there. 2 Spire cars with Hocevar and Daniel Suarez. Penske was in there with 1. RFK had 1 in there. Front row had 1. And Hendrick had none. So
Just
actually some
weekend.
of that... Well, they're having a bad season so far. So right now with the points, a lot of big names are way out of the top 16. So Larson's 21st. Josh Berry's 25th. Cindric in the Penske car, he's 26th. Hamlin is 27th. Christopher Bell 31st. The rookie Connor Zilic is 36th, and he has a good car. So once everything starts to settle down and get quote normal, we'll see what happens with these big names and these big teams.
Yeah, I wouldn't count any of those out.
I mean, do you think Larson's problem last week was a spotter issue, or do you think Kyle just wasn't paying attention, Nick?
Well, what I think is that Atlanta is a super speedway, super fast speeds, and it's a mile shorter than Daytona. So things happen very quickly. Now with Kyle, with the seat that has a full containment seat, he didn't see SBG on the bottom. He thought there was a car next to him, and he cleared that car, and then he went down, but SVG was there because the cars are getting such great runs. If you look at what happened on TV, you'll see some of the runs that these guys get, like they came out of nowhere and shot out of a cannon, and they're there. Because things happen really, really quickly there.
He owned it, though. I mean, he said it was his fault, so...
Yeah, well, he just didn't see him. Yeah. It happened so fast. He didn't see him. The spotter wasn't able to tell him, and there was contact, and it took Larson out. But with SVG, he still finished 6th. So, but the stage winners, Bubba Wallace has 2 stage wins so far. So the 2311 team is really coming on strong. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the year.
I mean, he's strong enough. I think he's going to win one. I mean, he's running too damn good not to win, Bubba Wallace. I mean, he gets discouraged and he gets agitated at the end of the race. But keep giving him a hug, Mike, because, I mean, he's fast enough. He's going to win.
He'll be there.
He's going to win.
Yeah, he will. The guy's got a good car. He's getting more experience. The team is there for him. Jordan's, backing them 100%. So it's right around the corner. If you're running in a top 5, sooner or later, you'll be holding the checker flag. So,
and my wife likes it because his car's purple.
So, well, there you have.
Yeah, well,
there you go.
Bubba has a lot of fans out there. So, and we'll leave it at that. He's got Dr. Pepper for a sponsor, McDonald's, and again, the owner is, tons of money there.
But he doesn't have the Flying Pig as a sponsor.
I'm telling you, he needs a flying pig.
Not yet.
Not yet, right?
No, we're not giving that to him. We're keeping it for ourselves.
We're keeping that for ourselves. That's going to be on Fred's car at Wall Stadium.
Keep them for the vintage cars, yeah.
Exactly. The vintage cars brought to you by the Flying Pig.
Yep. So with the O'Reilly series, Sheldon Creed won that. So with that race, again, the track is really fast. Things happen so quickly there. But Sheldon was back in like third or fourth, and Ross Chastain made a move on Austin Hill. And so with NASCAR right now, there's so much block. There's too much blocking going on. So they have the new acronym BGW, block gone wrong, blocks gone wrong. So Austin Hill went down to block him. Chastain had a good run and just tapped his left quarter panel, and but Austin Hill did a great job of saving that car. He was all kinds of crossed up, and he saved it. So he finished back in the top 10, but didn't win the race. So with all that happening, Sheldon Creed was right there to take the win. That's it. That was on his 138th try in the O'Reilly series. He's had 15 second place finishes, but not a win. So Saturday he got the win. So that was good for him. Natalie Decker, she's been in the news a lot, positive and negative, but with all this publicity that she's getting publicity. So she has 5 more runs this year in the O'Reilly series. So hopefully good things will come of that too.
Mm-hmm.
She's easy on the eyes too.
Yeah, she's a little firecracker.
Oh yeah.
I saw some of her interviews, and she has very free speech.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
she's a live wire. So I hope she does a good job out there. So to shut some of these people up, all the negative people.
Yep.
So
yeah, we need to do that, but you got to do it in the right way.
Yep. So on the truck side now, of course we all love Stuart Friesen. Stuart had a fantastic run, led a bunch of laps. He won stage 2, and with just a couple laps to go, he had some kind of problem with the truck. I don't know if it was a tire going low or what, but he went from the top 5 and finished 20th, but he had a real good, strong running. Kyle Busch won the race. It turned out to be a timed race. With all the weather they had down there, they couldn't go to full distance. So the race was scheduled to end at 4:20 p.m., and that's when it ended. It was about 7 to 10 laps short of the distance. Hocevar was Kyle Busch's teammate, and he helped Kyle win the race and did a good job finishing second. Stewart's other truck in the 62, John Hunter Nemechek, finished 6th, actually 8th rather, and Stewart was 20th. And the name that I love out there in that truck race was Adam Andretti. I'm a big Andretti fan. I've met Mario several times, Michael, John, Marco. So I was happy to see an Andretti there. So Adam Andretti, his claim to fame is with the Trans Am Series, a good road racer. 46 years old, making his first start in NASCAR, and that's in a truck race at Atlanta. He qualified 8th. He finished 12th, 1 lap down, held his own, stayed out of serious trouble, and brought the truck home in 12th. So the trucks are running at St. Petersburg. First time on the streets of St. Petersburg. They're doing a dual run there with the Indy cars, so Indy and then the trucks. So we'll see what he does there. That's more in his comfort zone. So hopefully he does well.
All right. All right, Nick, we're going to have to cut you short. Music's going.
All right.
Milner's heading down Paradise Road.
Yes, he is.
Milner's cruising down Paradise Road.
You had
right
me,
now,
Toad.
so.
You had me.
So,
all right,
Nick.
I'll see you there.
All right, thanks.
We'll see you.
Bye.